So, I interviewed my friend TJ last week, and I'm really grateful that he had the time and took the time to stop by because I learned a ton from him, and I just wanted to do a quick video recap of the three most important things that I kind of took away from our conversation. First, what really struck me about TJ was his attention to detail when it came to songwriting. I'm really kind of like, I hope to be as thoughtful as he is when he writes music. When I'm writing, it feels sometimes like I'm just kind of stringing cool parts together without necessarily having a reason why, and the music can kind of suffer for that. Seeing like all of the meticulous effort that TJ put behind or put into his music kind of served as a model for how I hope to think about music and write music in the future. The way he talked about the song Buble in particular was really kind of what stood out to me, because he wrote that song quite a while ago, about 6 years ago, and yet he still had such knowledge of all of the details that he kind of put into it, and his memory was so strong with it that I was really impressed. The idea of having that kind of static guitar riff, using the bass to move the harmony forward, creating tension by shifting to minor and doubling that lyric at the end. When I write music with my band, sometimes it's like we wrote this and here's how it feels. And when he was writing, it really felt like he was saying, we wrote this in order to get it to feel this way. And that difference is pretty important, I think. And I'm not saying that necessarily all music has to be like that. There's definitely room for music that's more spontaneous and kind of less thought out. But I want my music to be like that because all of my favorite, TV shows, movies, music, books, whatever, are all like have that really layered detail behind them. The other thing I really appreciate about TJ was the way he crafted his band's aesthetic. I thought that was pretty interesting. The idea of taking proven pop progressions and adding mathy, technical twists to them had a really dramatic impact on the music and went a long way in making the music feel unique, even though it was kind of a simple idea. I think a lot of times I fall into the trap of wanting to make everything about a song unique, the lyrics, the melodies, the chord progressions, the structures. So to see that just one thing can have that big of an effect was kind of eye-opening. The third thing I learned from TJ was a little bit more specific. I really liked the technique he used on Sven, Those Aren't Your Arms in order to get that tappy guitar part to kind of fade into the background. He threw that like higher, simpler lead part on top of it in order to make that part a little bit less prominent, the tappy part less prominent. And I've never written a part in order to affect the role of another part. I've written parts that affect, a whole song or change the feel of something, but never specifically with the intention of changing the way a single guitar part or a single drum part feels. So that kind of level of detail and specificity was really cool to me. And it's definitely like this subtraction by addition technique that I'll kind of be experimenting with in the future for sure. So those are the three most important things I took away. I mean, I learned a lot musically. I also learned a lot about, how I want to run this interview series and how the logistics of that kind of have to work. So that was also really informative and helpful. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys keep watching, and thank you.